Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another man's point of view with your host, Barry on one. Appreciate that. And I've just been going through the news, just looking at different outlets. And I run across one that's been irritating to me, though. How our children don't get the same opportunity as Caucasian children get. Why is that?
Every parent wants to give their child the best education possible. One Ohio mom is currently sitting in jail, accused of illegally trying to get her daughters into a better school district. Should she be serving time, or was she justified? Our Andrew Canning is here with more on this mother's crime and her punishment here. This is going to really light up our message board.
Yeah, it is a big debate right now, Robin. Kelly Williams Buller is serving a 10-day sentence. She falsified residency records, and prosecutors say a private investigator even caught her red-handed on video living in the wrong district. Buller says all she wanted to do was help her daughters escape their crime-ridden Akron neighborhood.
It's overwhelming. I'm exhausted. I did this for them, so there it is.
Why is it they don't want our kids educated like the next kid? They want worker bees. They want bosses. And that's a problem. That's a problem when we have contributed large amounts to society and to the culture and to the world. But yet and still, our kids can't get an equal education like the white kids. Why do you continue to try to hold us back? Why is that? Are you truly, seriously that afraid that we're going to surpass you? Because you know that you holding down kings and queens?
Won the 100-meter race at the U.S. trials last summer, but was not allowed to compete at the Olympics after it came out she had tested positive for THC. THC is listed on the World Anti-Doping Agency's list of prohibited substances. But so is trimetazidine, the drug found in 15-year-old Valieva's sample back in December. In a tweet, Richardson said, quote, "Can we get a solid answer on the difference of her situation and mine? My mother died and I can't run and was also favored to place top 3. The only difference I see is I'm a black young lady."
On all sides. I'm not just talking about our people, I'm talking about Hispanics as well. Because that's what this is about. It's about how invisible lines keep education and resources from black and Hispanic kids. Why? Back in the 90s, Puff Daddy rapped about how it's all about the Benjamins. But in reality, it's all about the area code. Now, if you're not in the right area code, then that will limit our children from success. If we in a 90244, all in South Central and all that area codes, then that's going to limit our kids from being successful in life. Why? Why? We all can do beautiful things on this planet. We all can. And I shouldn't have to say this. We all humans. We all equal. Nobody's better. So for them to push the vernacular that, oh, black people are dumb and woo-wop, this and that and the third. No, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, man. Come on, man. Stop trying to keep pushing that bullshit because you have the outlet and the resources to push that propaganda. But in reality, you know goddamn well that ain't true. And that's why you're scared. That's why y'all keep pushing this, oh, your kids are better than my kids, when no, they're not. Far from better. Equal opportunity. Have the same opportunity. You'll see who will prevail. And not knocking your child. I'm just saying, when given the opportunity to succeed, why wouldn't all children succeed? Why limit a child's success? because of their freaking color of their fucking skin. That shit is the dumbest shit I've ever heard on the planet, man. Zip codes often determine the school district or school within a district where kids will spend their K through 12 education, which also decides the opportunities and resources they have access to. The school zoning boundaries are invisible, but in reality, they're not. If you try to take your child out of the school zone that they're supposed to be quote unquote in and take them to Beverly Hills, guarantee that we going to jail. Why? To educate your child, so to educate your child and for your child to have a great deal of success in this economy, in this time in life, depends on their zip code. Now, it's been parents been arrested, serving time just because they want their kid to have a chance at life. Just because they want their child to have a chance. Is that right? Hell no, that ain't right. I'm not asking you the question if it's right, because it's not right. Everybody should have the equal opportunity to succeed in this goddamn planet, man. Who the fuck are you to say my kid can't have the same resources your fucking kid has? That's bullshit. And that's one thing I always hear. I've been hearing all my life, that the white man is scared that we gonna put them in slavery. Man, nobody worried about that bullshit, man. Leave an equal playing field for everybody to succeed and be successful in life. Because you got those that's going to be successful, and then you got the ones that's going to be worker bees. That's just life. Everybody ain't made to be no fucking scientist. Everybody don't have the mental capacity to be no scientist. Or that of a higher caliber. I'm not downgrading nobody, okay, but a lot of people are made to be janitors, warehouse workers, based on their education. That's not saying that they're dumb, but if you choose not to be educated, then that's what you have to look forward to, those kind of jobs. You're not going to be successful in life if you think you're going, unless you're intelligent, you're a genius in that regard. You're creating stuff that the planet needs. Other than that, we're going to be all the same, man. We're going to all be the same. And I don't like they pushing that narrative that our kids are stupid. Who the fuck told you that? Why the fuck you saying that shit? Who the fuck give you the right to say who the fuck's stupid or not and who's successful in that? Oh, man, I'm sick of you fucks on this bullshit. Y'all need to get reality, because it's catching up to y'all asses, and you know what y'all spit ain't true. You know it ain't true. You know it. And you scared. You hindering your child is what you're doing by pushing this bullshit. You should unite. We can come together and better serve the community, the planet, because we all one. Nobody is greater than nobody. I'm not saying my kid's smarter than yours. I'm not saying your kid's smarter than my kid. None of that. It's all who's being educated. If you're educating yourself, then you have a greater chance to succeed in this life. But if you're not educating yourself, or you're not giving a resource to educate your child, then we're going to be putting in them boundaries and all that bullshit. But all this bullshit database on the Urban Institute, come on, man. We need to be really focused on educating our child. It's up to us. We can't leave that up to no one else but ourselves to educate our child. Even though we might be limited on resources in our own on education, but you got resources where you can send your child or get what is those when you get your kid after school programs and a tutor. You know what I'm saying? So it's all kind of opportunities. If our kid is slacking, we can help them succeed. So it's also on us. We can't just say, oh, this person is the bad person. Woo-to-woo. It's us. We can't rely on our kids to be successful by somebody else teaching them. We have to be in there as well, because they teaching our kid. Okay, we have to go to this, learn their education and their educational values on whatever their curriculum or whatever. But we should be smarter in that regard and teaching our kids the real, our education and where we come from and how it goes as well. We can't just rely on somebody else teaching our kid and they get mad if our kid ain't learning. That's up to us. We can't fucking rely on somebody to teach your fucking kid. How stupid do you sound? That's fucking crazy. Man, let's come together, man, with this bullshit we on. We need to come together. Students face more surveillance on largely black and Hispanic side of the boundary than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a black or Hispanic student, you're going to an all-white school, they're going to critique, make sure everything is on board. Make sure, you live in it, right in this area code, you live here, you do this. They're going to be having people go by your house like you some fucking criminal just to educate our children. Does that sound right to you? Man, when are we going to fucking wake up? You know what's going on in Canada right now? They got that shit locked down. Martial law is cracking off, y'all. And what you think that's going to do? That's just trickling down to us. It's going to keep the bullshit going. Did you hear about Wendy Williams and how fucking Wells Fargo is not allowing her to get her own fucking money? You see what we going to? You see what I'm saying? So, man, we got to educate ourselves and our children before we be dumbfounded. And that's a black woman that educated herself. She went to college. She got degrees. And they still trying to control her fucking money that she worked and earned. Who the fuck are you motherfuckers to tell somebody, we're going to pay your bills for you, but we're not going to let you have access to your money that you worked for? Come on, guys. Wake the fuck up. It's time. It's time we wake up. Just giving y'all a little insight on my side, man. You know what I'm saying? I saw that today, and it was just I've been seeing it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's time to speak up on shit, man. We can't just let shit go on. We can't just let shit go on. That's what's wrong with us. We just let shit ride and don't speak on it. But no more. There's a saying in life, you live and you learn. But let's all learn to live. Knowledge is power. And with the knowledge, it helps you gain wealth, whether monetary or intellectual. Very own one, another man's point of view. Appreciate you.
But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, today on trial we have modern day schooling. Glad you could come. Not only does he make fish climb trees, but also makes them climb down and do a 10-mile run. Do you prepare students for the future or the past? I did a background check on you and let the record show that you were made to train people to work in factories, which explains why you put students in straight rows, nice and neat, tell them sit still, raise your hand if you want to speak, give them a short break to eat, and for 8 hours a day tell them what to think. Oh, and make them compete to get an A letter which determines product quality, hence grade A of meat. I get it. Back then, times were different. We all have a past. I myself am no Gandhi. But today, we don't need to make robot zombies. Exhibit A. Here's a modern day phone. Recognize it? Here's a phone from 150 years ago. Big difference, right? Stay with me. Here's a car from today. And here's a car from 150 years ago. Big difference, right? Well, get this. Here's a classroom of today. And here's a class we used 150 years ago. Now ain't that a shame? In literally more than a century, nothing has changed. Rights. Curriculums are created by policymakers, most of which have never taught a day in their life. Just obsessed with standardized tests. They think bubbling in a multiple choice question will determine success. That's outlandish. In fact, these tests are too crude to be used and should be abandoned, but don't take my word for it. Take Frederick J. Kelly, the man who invented standardized testing, who said, and I quote, "These tests are too crude to be used and should be abandoned." Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if we continue down this road, the results will be lethal. I don't have much faith in school, but I do have faith in people.